Hello, fabulous people. Today I'm going to talk about a hot topic. We're going to be talking about the election in the United States, which is coming to us really, really rapidly. My name is Beate Chalette. I am the growth architect, founder of the Women's Code, and I help organizations, companies to figure out how to grow, build, and scale their business, build balanced teams and leaders. So when I look at the turmoil America's in right now, I'm admittedly a little bit worried. Actually, I'm worried a lot. I find that the language that we have come to accept from each other is really unacceptable. I find that the idea that we are stripping other people of the right to express their opinion is worrisome. And frankly, I can't stand the tone. So this is in essence, it's like really simple, right? So there are people in the world who think differently, which is, I'm sure, not very shocking to you, right? I'm sure not everybody agrees with you. There's somehow nature figured out to produce 50% men and 50% women, which is amazing in itself. And somehow nature has been able to produce about 50% of people that think that way and 50% of people that think that way. And so in the balance, they're keeping up, it keeps each other in check. I mean, nature works really great. So if you were to take this principle and you apply this principle to the elections that are ahead of us, and you go and think about balance, then you see that in the last election, the balance went completely off, right? So, as a natural response to get something that's out of balance, it needs to have something that's equally as drastic so that the scale goes in the other side. And then hopefully it starts to balance itself. So, an election is about the will of the people, the majority of the will of the people. And in America, with the electoral votes, well, we also have some gambling that comes with it, because who knew that the majority of the will of the people isn't even relevant? But what worries me the most is you. What worries me the most is your mental well-being, is your fear that you're going to have 4 more years of that. Or if you're on the other side, your fear that somebody's going to come in and is going to take that voice that you just discovered away from you. So an election is about what people want, what the people of this country want. It's not about Donald Trump, even though this whole thing is only about Donald Trump. And I know he's given a lot of people a voice that didn't feel that they had a voice before, which should be concerning to people that are on the other side, right? What makes this so incredibly attractive? And then if we look at the other side, we look at um, Joe Biden as being, definitely on the older side. And a lot of people saying, well, he's not their ideal choice, but it's their anything but Donald Trump choice. And they're voting for him. And some are very enthusiastic about him. So you see, like we always see, that there are a lot of different opinions. But what's different this time is the volatility and the tone in which these arguments are being had. You know better than to be a jerk about it. You know better than to point your finger in somebody's face and scream obscenities at them. You know better than to call people you don't even know a name. You know better than to being an absolute moron, idiot, or jerk. You know better. We are people at the end of the day that are doing the best we can with what we got. And life in COVID-19 is not easy for anyone. So don't project onto other people. Don't assume you know what other people know. Follow your heart and follow best practices of the golden rule. And the golden rule is don't treat anybody like you don't want to be treated and lose the tone. We want a peaceful election. We want, if there is a peaceful transition to power, and I'm hearing about businesses boarding up, giving their people off because they're worried that there's going to be riots, people with AK-47 standing in front of a polling place to patrol it for legitimacy of voting. I mean, how are you even going to do that? What are you going to do with a gun in front of a polling place? So at the end of the day, I want you to think about one thing and one thing only. You are as much a person as that person next door. And what you want for yourself, that person wants for themselves as well. So stop the anger, stop the tone, find your way back to the middle, because we have a much larger problem right now, which is how do we get this country back on track, get a handle on this virus, get a handle on these rising rates, get a handle on our economy so we can start to rebuild. Be calm, be safe, and vote. Thank you for watching.